Either you gonna get in that shower or you gonna hit that gate. What's it gonna be, homeboy? Hit that shower! What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. Coming up next, I have to ask you a question, people. What do you think happens when an inmate doesn't want to wash up? Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it, y'all. Coming up on the Prison Talk Show. Alright, y'all. Pardon me. Let's get into it. So, alright. Whoa. Yeah. Let's get into it. Now, y'all, I know y'all saw the thumbnail, y'all saw the title, and that is one of the worst rules you could break in prison. Not washing up, people. Uncleanliness will get you hurt. You can't go to any jail, any prison, and that's probably in America or abroad, and not wash up. Nobody wants you in their cell if you stink. Nobody wants that kind of energy around them in the whole pod. You can't sit at the lunch table. You can't play cards with us. You can't sit around in the bunk and beat down with us. Nobody wants you around. Now, can you do your whole bid without washing up? Yeah, lock up. You're going to get put on the gate in every pod you go to, whether it's state or feds. As a matter of fact, in the feds, they're probably just going to unalive you straight up. But in the state, you're going to get put on the gate every pod you go to if you don't get in that tank and wash up. Now, whatever you refer to the shower as, the box, the tank, the shower, whatever you call it, the pool, pick one of those names and use it. Make sure you order your own commissary. Get your soap, get your shampoo, get your slippers, get your face wash, all of that stuff. Get everything you need to keep your body in top shape, because we're in prison. We can't afford to live the way they want us to live. They give you a little bottle of lotion that don't even cover your big toe. And after putting that whole bottle on, it still feel like you ain't put nothing on. You need to order some Johnson & Johnsons. You need to order you some Dove soap so your skin will be soft like a baby. Yeah, and you might not think that's important in prison, but it is, y'all. Your appearance tells everything about you. Now, if you walk around looking like a homeless, hobo, bum, that's exactly what people are going to treat you like. Yeah, y'all. You look like you want to finish that cup of noodles so you can keep the cup and beg for spare change. That's how you looking walking around the pod dirty. So, think about this, people. What do you think happens when a new guy comes into the cell and he doesn't want to wash up? Now, the mental thinking behind that, and there could be many reasons why he might not want to wash up, none of which we care about. One, the main reason is dudes are scary. And there's this myth that if you don't wash up, the booty bandits won't come after you. I can't say whether that's true or not. I'm going to have to say no. I think they still going to come after you. They're booty bandits and they nasty, damn it. What you think? You think you being dirty guns? The whole act is dirty. Come on now. So, number two, I've actually heard some jokers say that they were scared of water, which in my mind is disgusting, and you need to remove yourself from my vision immediately. I have heard of real instances where people weren't allergic to water, but water feels like acid on their skin. That is a real thing, people. But it's so rare that I've never met anybody with it. I've only seen it or read about it in magazines. It's one of those things where if you know somebody that actually has suffered through this pain, then, you're just an anomaly. Another reason people might not want to go to the shower is because they think when they're not in their cell, people are going to rummage through their stuff and go through their stuff. They don't trust anybody. They don't know anybody. Locks aren't safe in jail or prison. You can pop a lock in like less than 2 minutes. Less than a minute, honestly, depending on how strong you are. I'm not going to tell y'all how. Y'all should know how already. But, excuse me. So, when it comes to being clean, it warrants, a lot of respect. For the guy that walks around with a clean pressed shirt, his pants are clean pressed like he going to visit, but you just going to walk around the pod. You walking around styling. Now, some people throw on their sweatpants, and that's cool too, as long as they're clean. You got a clean white tee. You don't got yesterday's lunch on front of your white tee. Nah, we're not doing that up in here. Believe it or not, people, you're going to find some of the cleanest people in prison. Yeah. Walking around immaculate. You got to take your shoes off to walk in their cell type shit. So don't misconcept that everything in prison is nasty and dirty. You can kind of live how you want to in there, but then you're also going to live the way people let you. And what I mean by that is toleration, people. People are only going to tolerate your bullish, but for so long. Now, when people get tired of tolerating the BS that you doing on a day-to-day basis, oh yeah, it's hitting that gate. That's what's going to happen. It's time for somebody to hit that gate. We going to put you on that gate, homeboy. Whether we got to poke you up, whether we got to beat you up, stomp you out, whether we got to make you beg for your life, you're going to hit that gate. But the one thing you ain't going to do is be up in this pod stinking it up. Alright, y'all. We are about to get into it. There is an inmate that I have not told you guys about yet. And oh, by the way, I have 4 prisons worth of inmates I've come across that I've yet to tell you guys about yet. So please, hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button so you can be there and hear about all of these characters that I have for you. Oh yeah, it's about to get gory, y'all. But first we're going to talk about this guy right here. His name was Jason. But for the sake of this story, we will be calling him Stankmeyer, because that's the name that they gave him in the dorm, y'all. Stankmeyer, just like the guy from the Boondocks. They call this guy Stankmeyer because he stank so bad. Every time Jason, rather Stankmeyer, walked down the damn corridor, not a few inches, every time he walked down the corridor, y'all, we're talking like 10 cells, he leaving a scent behind him like a skunk. If you could see it, it'd probably be lingering in the air behind him. Nasty, y'all. Nasty work. So every time Stankmeyer would walk down the tier, it's like, yo, when the last time dude washed up? It smelled like he ain't washed up in years. It smelled like he just got done banging a skunk or something. What the hell going on over there? So he got everybody riled up. Everybody wondering, what's his deal? Do he wash his clothes? What is he eating? What is he doing? So everybody naturally would avoid him. And it seemed like that made Stankmeyer happy, that everybody would avoid him, which led me to believe that he might have been a little scary. And he's doing this as a protection method. He thinks if he stinks enough, The goons will stay up off of him. But look, homeboy, we only got to beat your ass one time. And we can all go wash our hands, jump in the shower, and rid ourselves of the filth we just touched. One time, homeboy. So I don't think that's going to keep you safe. And well, he would continue to do that. Now, he was in a cell by himself for a while. But new inmates come in every Tuesday, y'all. And, well, they put a guy in a cell with him. A young boy. Now, this young boy, he was also new to prison. I think he was about 19 to 20. He was really, really green with it. He had no clue, but he did know from county that, yeah, you were supposed to get in that shower every day when they call that shower call, B. Like, you were supposed to get your stuff together and head on down to the shower, come back a few minutes later, everything's supposed to be copacetic. So, this is about maybe the fourth day that the young boy is in the cell with Stinkmeyer. Now, luckily, y'all, at this time, the cell would only get locked down like 3 times a day for count, whatnot. And they'd be short lockdowns. The overnight lockdown, that was the killer, y'all. That's where he had to endure the most. Because, I mean, can you imagine being in a room with somebody who lights up a whole tier? Now he's centralized in a room with you. Luckily for him, he had the top bunk. So, at least Stinkmeyer wasn't laying on the bed up top of him. But either way, it's like a skunk in your room hiding. Ugh. So, he would come out the room and, he would be conversing with people, making friends, whatnot, or associates, figuring out what's what, where the microwave is, where this is, where the showers is, who he could get some, this nap from, if he needed cigarettes or commissary, go to the store guy. You figuring everything out. Now, everybody in the pod decide, they're going to do this young guy a common courtesy and put him on to Stinkmeyer. As if he hadn't already noticed. So, they told him, they say, hey, listen, young blood, what you think about your roommate? He said, yeah, I was going to ask y'all about him. What's good with him, man? I've been in that room 4 days, and I ain't see him take a shower yet, man. It smelled like yesterday's lunch. Onions and pickles, subs in the cell, man. It smelled like he went to sleep with his lunch or something yesterday and woke up. And they start laughing, y'all. They cracking up, y'all. They like, hey, look, man. They said, we call him Stinkmeyer. You're going to have to deal with him. But if you need our help, we will assist you. Only because the whole pod is tired of his ass. But we just want to let you know, young blood, before we step in and assist you, you're going to have to show us where your heart at. And I told him, I said, look, you might have to hurt Stinkmeyer. He might get offended when you tell him he stink to his face. You got to be ready to push that blade. If he buck, what you gonna do? You got buck back. So when you go talk to him, have that blade in your hand. And make sure he know you ain't asking him. This is a threat, homeboy. Either you gonna get in that shower, or I'm gonna poke you up right now. Put you on that gate. What's it gonna be? And give him the chance. Grab his stuff. If he do anything but go for his soap and his shower shoes and his towel, you get the jigging. No talking. You understand what I'm saying to you, young blood? Put him on the gate. Young boy said, damn OG, damn OG. I ain't your OG. I'm surviving up in here. I ain't your OG. And I'm telling you how to survive. That's what I told him. Look, man. If I was you, I wouldn't let it get as far as last lockdown. Because then you're going to be stuck in there with him all night. Farting in your face. And just doing the most. Every time he rolled over, probably stink the whole room up. He probably ain't washed up in weeks. Because he been up there in that room by himself, scared. So now, you got to give him a reason to be even scared. Either get your ass in that shower or deal with this blade. Can you do that, young boy? Young boy said, hell yeah. I ain't fitting to put up with this shit. Well, young boy went around the pod, made his moves. He had, a little bit of commissary, so he sold a couple of soups, a little tuna, Jack Mac, a couple of cigars. He got him a nice sized blade, y'all. He got him a little poker. Just something that he do a little damage with and get rid of real quick. Because that's the whole thing, people. You gotta get rid of that evidence immediately after you poke somebody. And if you don't, man, that's your ass. You catch a street charge. You liable to. If you want to lie to somebody, yeah, you catching another 20. But assault, you catch another 5 to 8. Locking the sock, soap in the sock, catch you another 5 years, easy, dead time and back and lock up, with or without a bunkie. You won't have access to none of the toys in prison like cell phones and, video games and the CD players and the Walkmans. Oh yeah, we got toys, y'all. We got toys, but they are reserved for the OGs. Let me say this again, y'all. There are toys in jail, but they are reserved for the OGs. And if you snitch, if you rat, if you step on one of these OGs' feet without the proper sanction, oh yeah, you gone. Well, listen, I'm not even gonna tell you what's gonna happen to you if you cross those boundaries. But just know that if you go through the right person, anything is possible. You can reach out and touch somebody in the real world if you want to. So, surviving in prison is more than just what it seems, people. You gotta be ready to go all out. Are you ready to go all out? Have any of y'all ever turned a 4 flat into a 5-year bid and sat in the back of lockup for a year straight? Nah, I don't think none of y'all did that. But if you did, congrats to you for surviving. And this story right here is to help one of you youngsters that's on your way to prison right now. Somebody's case didn't go that great, and you're watching this because you want to know what to expect. Well, here's what to expect. Expect to run into stinking inmates just like Stinkmeyer. Oh yeah, you're going to run into stinky inmates, and you got to check them. If you don't check them, then they're going to continue to do it. Now, if they're not in your cell, then it is what it is. You let them move about his business. Move around. Get out of my way. But if they put somebody in your cell that's ruining and disrupting the way that you trying to live and do your bid, oh, nah, you got to check them from the rip. Now, in those instances, it's up to you. You can either try and do what I told young boy to do, or from the rip, just go right up top on him. Bing, 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 bing. From the rip. No talking. Put him on the door. Tell him if he rat, you won't find him. Or you could try and get him switched, Get one of your homeboys in your cell, see if you cool with one of the COs, get them to switch y'all. Then you don't gotta go to lockup and do dead time. Cause that's the other part too. That's the only, well, not the only bad part. One of the bad parts about prison, y'all, is that, yeah, it's like football, any given Sunday. But prison is like any given day. You risking your freedom, literally. Yeah, you locked up, you say, but nah. You doing your time can start going in reverse if you get caught doing certain things. So getting in fights, you fight somebody over something stupid. Now y'all both getting 6 months of dead time. Dead time mean your time stops. Pretty much you're going in reverse. You were supposed to be going forward 6 months toward going home. Now you're 6 months away from going home, backwards, and it goes on and on and on. A simple fight can get you locked up for a year, depending on the outcome of the investigation and whatnot, gang related, etc., etc. So doing your bid is a lot harder when you're a knucklehead. It's a lot harder when you don't know anybody that's going to help you and teach you the ropes. It's a lot harder when you don't understand the dynamics of prison and the people in it and why they're there in the first place. Thinking that you're ever going to get a decent conversation or a conversation that makes sense is just ludicrous, because half of the people there are there for committing dumb crimes. And you're probably one of them. Let's just face it. So, I think if you're on your way to prison, like I've said in previous videos, get your weight up. Whatever you into. If you into a religion right now, stick with it. If you in a gang, stick with it. If you're not in a gang, don't join one. Work on yourself, your mental, your physical. Get your body weight up so you can be physically strong. Read books. Learn so you can mentally be strong. Because the place that you're headed is full of psychological warfare. Warfare, people. People are going to play mind games with you every single day. It's worse than being on the streets, y'all. Imagine being around 2,000 men and every single one of them wants to rip you off. They want to rob you. One way or another, they want what you got in your locker. They want to rob you. They want to extort you. They want to take what you got. But anyway, y'all, let's get back to Stinkmeyer. So, young boy would go in there after lunch. He got his poker. Stinkmeyer up there on the bunk. So, young boy go in there. He closed the cell door behind him. He said, "Hey, yo, I need to talk to you for a minute. You mind getting down off that bunk?" So Stinkmeyer get down off the bunk. Now he looking at him, and he see young boy got that poker in his hand, and he see he's standing there right in front of him. And young boy pointed it at him. He said, "I don't know what your problem is, but if you don't wash your ass after this lockdown, you're gonna hit that gate tonight. I swear on everything, I will poke you up if you don't hit that shower." And Stinkmeyer, he's sitting there looking at him. Like, "You want to try me? You want to try me?" And Stinkmeyer like, nah, you got it. I'm going to hit the shower. I swear, I'm going to hit the shower. I ain't playing with you, man. I don't see you getting that shower. I'm going to whoop your ass. Stinkmeyer said, "Nah, you got it. So, young boy walk off. And he go and tell everybody, he's like, "Yeah, he said he's going to hit the shower. Man, do you know, as soon as young boy walked off, Stinkmeyer started packing his shit up, y'all. He started packing all his shit. He done wrapped it up in the blanket and everything, all his commissary. And next thing you know, he make a beeline. He running. Boom! He running for the front door. Stinkmeyer don't want to wash up, y'all. This man does not want to wash up. He would rather hit the gate than wash his ass. Everybody see him running to the gate. They're like, oh, hell no. He ain't getting off that easy. They start charging toward the gate. Now he running. He trying to get to the front. He got to the front now. He got to the gate. But before any officers could come over there and open that gate, somebody done kicked Stinkmeyer in his head. Boom! You nasty mother. Boom! 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 Woo! 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 Lockdown! 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 Everybody, lock down! Everybody scrambling. Boom! Boom! Everybody running. So, it was such a melee, cameras ain't catch nothing but people's backs running. Not like people got numbers on their backs. Everybody running with their heads tucked. That's what you're doing there. You want to avoid them cameras. Run with your head tucked. They can't tell. We all look the same. You know that's how it go. So, that's what would happen. They would drag his ass up out of the pod. And next thing you know, we was on lockdown for the next 2 weeks while they investigated. And, hey, it is what it is. All right, y'all. That's going to wrap it up for this one. So, if you want to hear more of these stories, subscribe, like, share the page. Alright, y'all. With that, I'm out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I drop a new video every other day. And you never know what corner's going to be talking about. If you have any specific topics you'd like to hear, get in the DMs, people. I need to hear your suggestions. But right now, I need you to hit that like button. Share the videos and subscribe. Show your boy Corner some love. Alright, y'all. With that, we out.